yourself to relax and be fully present with me for the short time we get to spend together. You mentioned that you wanted to focus today on grief and loss, and maybe loneliness. Yeah. Okay. These are great things to discuss, and I think they're important things to discuss. So let's begin, shall we? Okay. So the first thing, let's set the table. Go ahead and take a calming breath with me. You can close your eyes if you like, and try to release any outside anxiety that you might be dealing with at the moment, okay? Now, nice, deep, calming breath in the nose and out the mouth. Relax. Another breath. Relax. Take a moment to get fully present to the space, the room, the sensation you have right now in your own body. Notice where you may be holding tension. Particularly oftentimes we'll subconsciously or unconsciously hold tension in our jaw. It's very common. Shoulders, neck, relax. Abdomen, relax. Legs, relax. Feet and hands, relax. Okay. So, loss and grief. These are heavy. And I wish there was a magic formula, a magic pill that you could do and it would make your grief disappear. And unfortunately, in my experience, I have not found that to be the case. What we can do is, to the best of our ability, is limit resistance. Because, as I've said before, what we resist persists. And the strange irony of loss and losing a loved one or a pet is that the more complete we are with that person or loved one, the better we're gonna do. It is certainly the case that if you were holding a grudge with somebody, if there was something left unsaid, if there was a way of how you wanted to be, but maybe weren't or fell short, those are the losses that are the most difficult to be with. Yeah. It's, I'm blessed that I have not lost a parent yet. And if and when, that does happen, I want to make sure that I am fully complete with them to the best of my ability. And I invite you to join me in, even though we may not be able to still communicate with this person, it can be very therapeutic to say what maybe you wanted to say or didn't get to say. So, was there anything that you would have liked to have said that you weren't able to? Yeah. You wish you could have told them more how much you loved them. Yeah. You wish you'd maybe made a bit more time. Okay. Well, so, I know it's hard. Would you like a tissue? Okay, one sec. Let me get you a tissue. Here you go. There you go. Yeah, go ahead and take that. There's plenty more. I think there is a deep connection between acceptance, openness, honesty, expressing yourself, that can ease the struggle of loss. And what I invite you to do is to embrace that it's not fun. Embrace that it feels lousy. And just give yourself permission to fully feel all of your feelings, the good and the bad. I think a lot of times people feel shame around things they may have said or things they didn't say but wanted to say. There can be a lot of guilt and remorse around that. Are you experiencing some of that? Well, I encourage you here in this space to fully allow yourself to share the things you loved, and also share where you may be angry, and give yourself permission to be upset. You're going to feel anger at times. You're going to feel possibly even betrayal. You may feel just a general frustration of incompleteness. So, are you feeling any guilt right now around what you may have said or didn't say? Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Here you go. And it's okay. So, Is there something you're withholding? Is there a thought that you may have that you're ashamed of? What's that? Yeah. You wish you had said that. And if they were here right now, what would you like them to say? That they love you. Yeah. They did love you, didn't they? And you love them. You love them very much. Did they forgive you? Yeah. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they forgive you. Yeah. Those two are huge. I think the journey of being a human so much revolves around those two things: love and forgiveness. Loving ourselves, loving other people, being loved by others, and forgiving. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, not holding on to grudges. It is, as we've said before, there's often I want to say a disconnect around the word forgiveness. And some people have it that forgiveness means you condone something, a behavior. Again, this is for yourself, for other people. You may be being very mean to yourself. I'm very guilty of being extremely hard on myself. I really understand that. Yeah. So let's start with that. Can you forgive yourself fully for everything you've done and everything you haven't done? Can you forgive yourself and be okay with that? I know, that's a toughie. I know. Say it with me. I forgive myself. Say it again. I forgive myself. Yeah. And the more we can forgive, the less resistance we have, the less anger that we're holding on to, the greater our experience of the people around us is. As they say, anger is a poison that we drink and then expect other people to suffer from. And it never works, never has worked. Revenge is a very dangerous motive. It can be a powerful one, certainly, but in the end, all that we'll be left with is loneliness and isolation. We must practice forgiveness fully with ourselves and with others. And it's not condoning. You know, I've said things that were very hurtful to people in the past, and I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of people who I've hurt, maybe intentionally or unintentionally. And I have to allow that while I have made mistakes, and you've made mistakes, we've all made mistakes, and we're going to make mistakes in the future. We are going to say things that we don't really mean, that people may take the wrong way. It's going to happen. There's no way around it. The goal that I invite you to join me on, the path that I invite you to join me on, is the path of letting go of anger and resentment, and letting go of making other people wrong, and that really includes ourselves. Can you let go of making yourself wrong? Because by letting go of making yourself wrong, it opens up space for love. Yeah. I know you'll miss them. I know. Allow yourself to fully experience that. Don't hold back. Don't withhold. It is loss. It is sad. And we are going to be okay. The pain will dissipate over time. And in my experience, the fastest way of feeling healthy and feeling whole is to not resist. I know. It's okay. Let it out. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Here you go. It's okay. It's okay. Is there anything else you wanted to say to them? Anything you would like to apologize for? Because I like to believe that this life we have, this short, little, wonderful miracle that is being alive and being a human, does carry on in some way, in some cosmic energy, which is why it can be very cathartic to write a letter to somebody. And I very much invite you to do this as I was about to say like an assignment. It's not really an assignment. But I invite you and strongly encourage you this evening or maybe tomorrow morning, sit down with pencil or pen and paper and start writing what you would hope they could hear. And the more honest you are, the better. When I've done foolish things in the past, and I felt shame around behaviors or actions, the best thing I can do is tell on myself and just embrace that I behaved in a way, or I said something and it hurt somebody else. And if I can just be honest about that and say, yep, I did that. I'm not proud of that. It's not who I want to be in the world, and I did it. It doesn't define you. It doesn't define me. But if we resist, it will persist. That I know is fact. What we resist persists. So in this letter, and don't think about it too much, just let your conscience go. Say whatever you wanted to say. And then write their response. Write down what you would hope that they would get from your honesty, your generosity, your love. What would be the ideal response? And I think you'll find this to be difficult, possibly, but deeply, deeply cathartic. Yeah. And I encourage you not to share it with anybody unless you want to, but it's for you. That letter's for you. And in fact, there's an interesting practice I'm sure you've heard of Burning Man. So there's two big burns at the end, right? They burn the man, and then they burn the temple. And they have completely different feels. When the man gets set on fire, it's kind of a big party and a big celebration. But the temple is an absolutely stunning creation meant for release. And people bring all kinds of things to the temple. They'll bring articles of clothing, they'll bring photographs, they'll bring artwork, they'll bring anything that represents the person they would like to forgive, be forgiven by, and let go. And they place them inside the temple, all over the temple. They'll write on the temple things they wish they could have said or things they wished they could have heard. And the temple itself is a beautiful structure. Stunning, stunningly beautiful. And what do? They burn it at the end. And it's a powerful, powerful release. Powerful release. And nobody has to know what you said or what you wished someone would have said to you. And I would encourage you to set that letter on fire when you're done. If you can make it even a small ritual. I think ritual is very important. Ceremony. And you can do this by yourself or maybe with another loved one. And just fully let it go. Everything that you are and you're not. Everything that they were and were not. Forgive. Forgive yourself. Forgive them. And allow yourself in that space for love to grow. Your tears, think of it like water for a brand new baby sapling. That sapling needs a space to grow. And by you letting go, it provides a framework, a well, a spring to grow, and allows love to regrow. Okay? So, thank you. I'll be in touch. If you need me for anything, do not hesitate to call. Okay? Okay. Take care now. I'll see you real soon.